All right, guys, another quick video for the day. This would be about the DM strategies or the direct messaging outreach strategies that people are afraid to do these days. And it is not limited to only Instagram, it can be any application, but the strategy remains the same. Sometimes, depending upon the application, the outreach methods and the approaches will be a bit different. I mean, when it comes to LinkedIn, everybody has certain expectations on how you have to outreach and the replies, but on Instagram, it's quite casual, or I would say it's a moderate casual thing that you can reply to the stories in a casual way, or you can use any other casual strategies as well. So oftentimes students do not like to do this, or the freelancers would not like to do this because this is one of the let's say low uh, success rate that everybody would be having. The reason is because there will be already a lot of people DMing a business. There will be already a lot of people in touch with the particular owner of that business. So when you reach out to them in the messaging in the Instagram, so why would they reply to you? Right? There will be only certain people who can afford the budget and who wants what you're trying to provide, and maybe they're looking for it. And to find that person, you need to send at least 1,000, 2,000 messages. So now a lot of people have their own opening rates. A lot of people have their own strategies, and uh, some of them would have a very good Instagram page, and that makes them easy to go ahead and reach out to other business, and they will take them more seriously. But you, as an entire beginner, I assume, because the students that we have are always starting from zero. So they're all starting from the level zero. They are wannabe freelancers. They are freelancers, but without any website, without any growing Instagram channel. So they just know a little bit of the skill and they want to learn. So what we do, we put them in the 75 days of training. So there is going to be a very structured. I mean, everything is strategized, everything is structured, and you find everything at a single go. You don't have to watch. I mean, it's a platform where everything is right in front of you. You don't need to go to chat gpt, you don't need to go to any other place to find a lot of information to do the bifurcation. You don't need. So the skill that you do want, so there will be a lot of skills that you can choose from. The specialization, you can choose it, and then you can move into the common class where you learn how to close the clients, how to build your portfolio, how to sell yourself, how do you talk, how do you, all those kind of things that normally people struggle with. As a freelancer, it's extremely important to know how to speak to the clients, how to send invoice, how to call them for a Google Meet and pitch them your services. How do you close the deal? How do you upsell for the same customer? How do you let's say add in more services? So how do you take payments from them? What payment gateways do you use? And how do you take client testimonials? When do you take client testimonials? How do you close the client who is not in your country, who doesn't probably trust you? So how do you charge them according to your products and experience? So how do you make sure that they do refer other persons as well? So there will be the intense 21 days of training there, and there will be 1 month of training for your skill, whatever that you choose. And the next 30 days, you'll focus on getting the clients. We'll start a challenge called Get Your First Paid Client Challenge in 30 days, where you'll be understanding each and everything. So I don't want to get more into this because the video is not about the 75 days of training. So it's more about the direct messaging. So which everybody likes to do, but everybody hates when they start getting rejections, and everybody hates even more when they start getting no responses at all. At least the response and rejection is better than no response. But a lot of you starting out people who don't take the time to even respond to you that no, I'm not willing to proceed, or I'm not willing to move forward with you. They wouldn't. So every DM that you do, it should be for a potential client or a potential business that you can perfectly fit in your services on whatever you're doing to them. So instead of randomly going ahead and texting people, which is not a good alternative because you're losing your time, You can only reach out to certain people in a day. There is Instagram policies, so you have to first pick an industry. So we'll teach students to pick an industry initially which has a very short lead cycle. So if you talk to them today, maybe there will be a lot of chance where you'll get to a point where you'll have a Google Meet the next day and the client might be the day after. So the shorter the lead cycle, the better for you, because you can do more clients. But however, if you're experienced, then I wouldn't suggest the shorter lead cycle, because that's pretty much limited, and that pretty much has certain budget that cannot go beyond that. So, but if you're a beginner, but yeah, I would suggest it. And we have a couple of strategies that we will try. And we'll be training with 7 strategies, and it's a strategy. It's not a DM outreach template, the basic template that will be giving you go ahead and outreach with this line or this opening. No, it's a strategy, and strategy is a bigger picture. It's not just one aspect, is just the messaging, but it's not just the messaging that we train you with. It's a strategy. Now I'll talk with 2 strategies. Of course, the DM outreach is the new gold rush. If you want a job, or let's say if you want a gig, if you want a project, you have to reach out to the person and be confident and know what you're trying to tell and how to tell it, because that becomes very important. And if the client is actually looking for it, he might as well reply. So building the relationship is very important, and it can start from the direct messaging. And we can give you 2 strategies for free, and I would love to get more in depth on the exemplaries and more in depth on the execution level, and what would be the response for, let's say, for the clients, like how my students are getting the rejections or the responses, or the let's say positive responses, and getting to a Google Meet. So there is sequence of 6 screenshots that I want to share, but I cannot share with you right now. I will be sharing you in the next video, because this video would be just for 7 to 10 minutes. I think I'm already half done. So let me talk about my first strategy. Let's say all of you will DM a business, and you guys will tell, hey, are you looking for, let's say, XXX role, or you're looking for digital marketing, you're looking for sales, you're looking for an app developer, some XYZ role, and I'm good at it. I'll get into it. So they'll get thousands of messages. So to capture their attention, go to their Instagram page or their website, or whatever the portfolio, or their LinkedIn page, make an audit. Okay, make an audit. It's very simple to find the mistakes, especially if you know what you're doing. Let's say if you're a website developer, you know what the mistakes the website has. If you're a copywriter, if you're a let's say a marketing person, a digital marketing, so you'll know from, because you're in that field, you know what the mistakes that are obviously done or what can be done. And even if it's not a mistake, you will always have some suggestions, some improvements. Just go ahead and do a very quick audit. Don't waste a lot of time. Make a 1 minute, 5 minutes audit, and do a video like how I'm doing. I'm just using a software. I'm recording the screen and my voice. If possible, you can add your uh, video as well. I mean, the webcam video as well. And you go ahead and you tell them where they can improvise and talk like an expert and talk in their industry language terms, and be very precise and down to the point. You don't have to take 10 minutes to deliver a point. You just do it very precise, very short, and tell what can be done and where you fit from this. And then tell, if you're willing to set up a Google Meet, or if you're willing to have a conversation, you can always tell that we can connect on a Google Meet, and you can end the video and you can send them, and you can text them that, hey, I created this for your brand because I felt that this is required for you. So however you go through it, anything can go. So you can go ahead and just text them that you have sent this, and you send the video, and that's it. So it's done. So sometimes they go through it and they feel like this person actually knows what he's doing. Sometimes they wouldn't. You don't have to always know what you're doing, but if you portray yourself to be an expert, people might be relying upon you, especially when they have a tight requirement. So this will actually give you an edge over others who are just randomly texting them with a very basic template. The second strategy that we'll train students is, you pick one industry, you pick one problem in that industry. Now, let's say when it comes to a sales company, It might be that they have very good content. It might be that they're having really good marketing point, but not the marketing. I would say the content and how they're positioning themselves, but they're not getting that much of revenue, or the funnel is not that great. I mean, you can easily identify if you're a social media manager, or if you are somebody who's familiar with the ads and familiar with the content. We do have content creation university specialization as well, by the way. And you pick that problem and make sure that it is common in that industry that a lot of people face. So now talk about it in your content. We'll teach you how to make content in that 75 days. And it's not something you always require training. We just teach them to get the best out of the best. But if you're not inside the classes, then you don't have to worry much. You just take your phone, record yourself, and start talking about the problem. And once you start talking about the problem, let's say you make 15 videos, you post, and you get some followers here, there, you might get 5 or 10, you might get some views, and you have added your bio as well about this problem, and all your hooks are about the problem, and the captions, and the main picture that you add to the reel, the front shot. And then you DM a person who is in the same industry, whom you might think that is facing the same issue, because you have made well researched on it. And if that is matching it, of course they will first look at your Instagram, because the bio looks very relatable to the problem that they're facing. The content that you post is looking very relatable, and they feel like, oh, this person already knows the problem because he's working with it, so I think it's a better fit for me. And that this is on how, because he doesn't know that you're just doing the way to reach the clients. He just thinks that this is what you're good at, and that is the reason why you're doing this. So you get to solve that issue, and when you solve that issue, move on to any other industry with any other issue, and then you start talking about it. Change your bio, make 15 20 posts, and reach out to all of the clients who might be facing the same issue, and whomever you can close it, and then move on to the next. So this is one of the fastest way where you can get the clients to talk their issues to you. They'll connect on a Google Meet, and they'll keep on talking about where they're missing out. So they will transparently open up, because it creates a perseverance in their mind that you already know what you're talking, know what they're talking. So hence this will be a very added benefit, and this is one of those I have explained in a very simple term, but we take 3 to 4 days to go through what can be done in different situation, and what a strategy you can build along certain industries, and what are the follow-up time periods, everything in detail, A to Z, everything will be covered in the training. But for you to know, this is the core of it, and this is uh, these are the two strategies that you can do it. And the training that we do, so it will have an community support, where it will you will be having multiple channels, and multiple channels have multiple purpose. So you'll be having gigs that people will be posting, and you can take part of it. You'll be having an interdepartmental meetings, where you get to talk with other specializations. You get to have your own page, where you'll be getting the freelance tips. You'll be in the levels of depending upon how many clients you have closed. So we'll make a separate video about the community, what and all you'll be having. I would say community is the strongest point of Stone Circle or Remong, which was supposed to be Remong, but now we have changed it, and we have registered, and it is lifetime access. So I don't want to talk more about the training, because I want to make a separate ad video. We have multiple ad videos that we'll do, and this channel is usually used by the students itself, whom we have reached out, whom we have shortlisted for the opportunity of scholarship, or opportunity of taking part in the sessions. And for them, I have to make it very clean. So I'll come up with a different video on the community, different video on what we do on a very intense level basis. But I just wanted to talk about strategy. But please make sure that you create a very good impression, and you prove your expertise through demonstrating the value, and you always follow up with them. There are separate modules of follow up, because follow up is where the money is, not in the first conversation or in the call. So, the consistent clients for freelancing is extremely hard, and we have multiple, I would say, ecosystem strategies to combat it in a different way and in a different approach, because we all are freelancers. All the partners of Stone Circle are freelancers, and we have been freelancing for quite some time, and we came together to build an agency, and we start training others. As the agency grew, we got to understand what were the problem and how to fast track your freelancing process. And that's the only reason why we're creating Stone Circle. And it has more internal opportunities than external opportunities. Our website is built by our student. This PPT is built by our student. The designs are done by the student. Our Instagram page is built by the student. And there is a AI chatbot that you can present that is built by our student. So everything from we pick the top performers, we pick the performers in every specialization, and we give them the opportunity. So the marketing analyst is from Africa, so his name is Solomon. He's from Ghana, and he's the part of it, a part of the team who was a student once. So we do have freelancing consultants who are also part of this initiative, and they got the internal opportunity. So everything is built from the training. So it's going to be completely aligning towards the real world, or real project based. So you will never be a fresher again. So you will be starting your freelancing journey with the experience, and you will be getting us as your first client, and you will be starting with level 1 experience, and we will get the deals to you in the community, which I'll be talking in another video.